morning, everybody. This is Daniel with Peace and Plenty Farms. I'm inside the fodder house this morning. We don't actually have it up and running, but we do have the soldier flies in here. And today I'm going to add some rabbit manure to each of these soldier fly containers. Now this is where the soldier fly crawl out and drop down into my bucket that I've got down here. And then over here we have the drain where we add a little bit of water to keep it moist, and the extra water drains into these 5-gallon buckets here. And we collect the tea right there, and we can put that on the different plants, the tomato plants in the garden, and it's really good on the strawberries, things like that. I've also got my drill up here today. We're going to, there's a set of windows above here, it's above these 2x4s, that there's a small screen in each one of these windows, and they keep falling out, and the black soldier fly are escaping. I want to try to keep the black soldier fly in here so they'll reproduce inside these containers that I have. Once we get a fair amount of black soldier fly circulating in here, then we can start to move them out to the different boxes that we have out in the chicken pens. So I'm going to start out this morning sealing up these screens and filling up the manure and the black soldier flies. And we do have a video planned on a restart opening of the fodder system, so we'll get that going. So this is Peace and Plenty Farms, and we're here to try to learn from you and you learn from us, from my School of Hard Knocks. So please leave a comment, like, share, let me know how we can help. Thank you now. Like I said earlier, I'm inside the fodder house, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this fodder house. On Peace and Plenty Farms, there's two main things that we want to talk about. One is being debt-free. Throughout our videos, we're going to constantly be going back to being debt-free. The other issue that we're really going to try to focus in on is being self-sustaining. A self-sustaining farm. And eventually, you know, profitable comes under that. There's other categories that come under that, but these are the two areas that we're going to really try to focus in on throughout our videos. And I want to just take a moment and emphasize the importance of this fodder house and the black soldier flies and the rabbit manure. Now, I started out this morning talking about fixing the screens, and so I went around. There's windows all around the top. I've got those all screwed in now so that they won't fall out anymore, and we can kind of keep the black soldier fly in here. But on the closed loop self-sustaining, I build a lot of things. I've tried aquaponics, I've tried the gardening, all the different things that you can imagine, building tractors, all that, sickle mowing. The most beneficial by far for us has been having this fodder house, having these black soldier flies, and having the rabbit, because we can create a loop. You know, we can take the rabbit manure, which I've already brought a load of it up from underneath the rabbits for this morning. Now I'm going to be adding that into the black soldier flies here in just a minute, because it's kind of down low. We've got our little temperature gauges here to tell us to make sure that we don't get above 100, 105, I think is the maximum on Fahrenheit on the black soldier fly. But with the rabbits and the rabbit manure and the black soldier flies and the chickens and the fodder house, we can create that loop right here. We can grow the fodder, which is really high in protein. We can grow an oat or a rye, and we get the little seedlings. It's a hydroponic system, so it's just water circulating about 3 or 4 times a day, depending on the temperature and the season. It changes, and we have timers and all that. We'll get into it later. There's a lot to get into. It's not something you can do in one video. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to watch and catch it along and along as we go. But just an overview for today, we're talking about the rabbit manure goes into the black soldier fly boxes. The black soldier flies come out. We can feed those to the rabbits. We can put them in the pond for the catfish. But we have this drain system over here. And like I mentioned a few minutes ago, we get this black soldier fly tea, 5-gallon buckets of it. And you can dilute this with water and put this on the garden. And some people, they do the raised beds and the composting and the mulching and all that, which you can do that, but you can amend the soil with the black soldier fly larvae emulsion. And so that's what we do. So you can see how the hydroponics, the sprouts, the black soldier fly feeds the chickens. The chickens love the sprouts. The rabbits love the sprouts. They get all their protein that they need from that. And we supplement, of course, with straw and occasionally pellets right now, but we could go completely without pellets if we needed to. So I just wanted to take a moment this morning and emphasize Peace and Plenty Farms revolves around this fodder house. It's shut down right now because I'm trying to finish up the vehicles, the situation with the vehicles. The tractors are down, the trucks are down. We need those, we need that infrastructure. I shut this down to concentrate on infrastructure for a little while. I built a barn, I built the chicken coop, I built several things. We're gonna get our vehicle situation finished up here in the next couple of weeks and get the tractor situation straightened out, and then we'll be able to start this up. We won't be working in the garage all the time. So that might be a month or two. Maybe we'll get through July, August, and we'll do a startup video on this. And I look forward to showing you what I've learned. It's tens of thousands of dollars in trying failed attempts at, for example, aquaponics. I have a huge aquaponics system piled up out here in the woods. It's not in use, and that has thousands and thousands of dollars tied up in it. And when I found the fodder system and I started toying with that, I said, this is it. This is what you need to supplement the feed cost for your chickens and for your rabbits. I haven't tried it on the catfish yet. I don't know if they'll eat it or not, but it's a super high protein, and it provides the closed loop environment that I'm talking about. And there'll be other people that have different ideas and different methods, but this is just mine. I think it's unique, and that's why I'm taking the time to do these videos to show you, so that you can learn, and I want to see what your comments are so that I can learn. I've already learned amazing things from people commenting. They see me do something and they're like, hey, you could do it better with this or that, and we'll be talking about some of those things that I've learned from the comments. So please share, like, comment, help it to grow, and we'll all grow together. We'll all grow together. Peace and Plenty Farms. Let's get started on the day. It's early. It's going to be really hot. We're going to finish up feeding the black soldier flies, and then I'm going to get the cub cadets going. I'm going to mow around the creek and the pond, maybe do a little sickle mowing, and we'll see if that's about lunchtime. Then maybe we'll work on the cars and tractors and things in the garage after lunch. Everybody have a blessed day, and we'll see you later. Okay, I've got the manure out of the wheelbarrow and into the 4 containers for the black soldier flies. And I thought I'd do just a quick walk around of the fodder house and just give you a basic idea, and we're going to move on to other projects for today. We're on the north side right here, and these 2 containers that I have, since we're on the north side, they don't affect the sun, so we can store our seeds and everything in that, and the sun rises over here in the east and sets over here in the west. So the top of it up here, these are there again. These are sliding glass door panels that I took the glass out of, and then I cut the wood to fit the glass panels. And there are hinges on that, and I can open that whole roof. I can push it up with a 2x4 to get extra ventilation in the summertime, so I can not burn up the fodder that's in there, the little sprouts. These are the little windows I was telling you about. I had to tighten up the screens in those this morning. I had them taped in originally. The tape got too hot and the screens fell out. So now I've got stainless steel screws holding those in. But here we go. So we've got this storm door we picked up at a yard sale. I've got glass panels for the top and the bottom for the winter time. and we use that. And here we go again with, this is where the larvae crawl out right here. They crawl and drop right there. We have videos on these containers. And over here is the drain system. Now I just added water to the system, so I've got all of these drain valves open to drain so we don't drown the black soldier fly. But you can see the black soldier fly, they're in here. See them, the little white specks right there. So they're going right along. And one of the things I put in after I built a building, which I wish that it'd been nice if it had been here before, but you really need a hydrant inside here because there's a lot of water, a lot of winter time trying to keep it going, so the hydrant inside here is just really nice. The other thing that's really nice to have in here is this white plastic pipe. Now this runs outside. I've got a damper, this is like a damper valve on it right here, and I use this, it's got this heat resistant rag on it, but it doesn't get that hot here. And I just use this as fresh oxygen from outside to keep the flame going so it doesn't use up the oxygen and burn out. It's such a small building here. So here's the pipe, and of course it runs outside, and it has a little anti-varmint cover on it. So these are the trays that we use. Now in the winter time, when this wood stove is going, I've got this full of water and the lid off of it, and the steam rising up in here. The black soldier flies really like that. In the summertime, I have this 24 volt humidifier right here, and we've got the whole electrical system here. We'll go over this later, but there's 24 volt, 12 volt, 110. This is 12 volt down here. I have 24 volt out here mainly to run this fan to sometimes the temperature gets away from the sun will come out from behind the clouds, and the temperature will get away from me, and that fan will come on. There's temperature sensors in here to activate that fan. They're right here. These are temperature indicators, 12 volt and 24 volt. And we keep the two batteries down here in series, two 12 volt batteries in series, which gives us 24. And we can, that's a backup system. Now, of course, I've got temperature sensors in here that gives me a monitoring station beside the bed, and I can actually watch it at night and check on it all night long as I roll over or get up or go into bed. I keep an eye on the temperature out here because you don't want to lose everything out here. And these 2x4s that you see in the ceiling that run right across here, I've got those spaced so that these starter trays, I can actually come out here and set the starter trays up there with the seedlings. So I can utilize the heat out here to get my seedlings started up in the ceiling here. That's one of the reasons why I have this extra set of windows going around at the top here. There's going to be a lot of videos on this fodder house. Like I was saying, this is the key to Peace and Plenty Farms, and the closed loop self-sustaining is right here. I'm standing in it, and this is what we're going to do. This is why we YouTube, is for people to see and understand this fodder system, the closed loop, and also being debt-free. So we're going to try to give you as much information. Like I said, School of Hard Knocks is how I learned, and if I can pass it along free to you, all I ask is that maybe that you comment back your thoughts, your suggestions, and let me know so we can all grow together. Thank you now. Welcome to lunchtime. So I've been mowing this morning, and I've been mainly mowing with this Cub Cadet. Has the little belly mower on it, and inch by inch in that big tall rye straw, that little mower, but it's getting it down. And I went out with the sickle mower just to see how it would do, and the terrain is really rough, and there's still roots and stumps and things, pieces and parts laying out there. So it's easy to go around it with this tractor and to mow it. So I'll probably mow with this one this time and pick up a lot of the roots and sticks and things that are laying around, and maybe we'll be able to mow with this one once we've got the terrain a little bit smoother. Also, the belt is I don't see a tightener on this. You can see the belt has come off right here, and the belt's not in very good shape, so I'm gonna have to find out how to put the belt on and tighten it. Okay, so this is the piece of land that I'm mowing today. Of course, this was completely wooded, like this section over here. It was completely wooded like this when we bought it, and it was quite expensive, about $10,000 to have this pond and the creek put in. This was all very low land over here. But you can see I've mowed this little section right here, and I'm working my way over this way and getting it as I can. You can see this little patch of extra green and how thick and tall it is. So that little cub cadet, it's mowing it, but I mean, it's taken 2 or 3 passes to get it knocked down. That rye straw is it's pretty fierce, you know, trying to get it on the mower. So, and there's these little stumps like this that they're kind of rotted, you know, because this has been cleared for a while, so the mower hits them. But I'm picking them up, you know, as I go along. But I'm going to walk you down through here. You can see how this land was very low when I got it, and it's got these little drainage places in it. So, I mean, I don't want it to grow up. I mean, I've spent $10,000 clearing this land and having this little creek put in, and you can see I've got a culvert down there, so I can actually put in a driveway, and you can see the gates over there. We'll probably walk over that way in a second. But this is the little creek that comes down through here. Plenty of tadpoles in here. Where's the catfish when you need them? Boy, they'd have a field day right there. And then this goes on down to the pond. So I really want to try to keep this cut and taken care of. I don't want it to get overgrown. So it's rough on the edges. It's going to take a bigger tractor, and we're definitely saving our pennies up to try to get a bigger tractor to maintain these edges along here. But for today, probably for the next week or so, I'm going to have to do what I can with the little cub cadet. And you can see these stumps that are in here. I'm going to have to come around and pick those up today. I've got the little Ranger. See how there's little stumps everywhere. So it's difficult to this is where I came through with the sickle mower. You can see how this one right here laid down real nice, and that's a wide patch right there. The problem is these sticks. I'm going to have to pick up these sticks in order to mow with that sickle mower, and I'm going to have to figure out how to put some type of a belt tightener on that. It wobbles and comes off. So this type of grass at this height, you have to hit it twice with that little cub cadet mower, maybe 3 times. Cut through it, back up through it, and then come through it again in these really thick areas right here. But I feel like once I've got it cut down, it'll be easier to mow and maintain once I get this big tall stuff out of here. There's the culvert. It's going to eventually be a driveway right through here. There's the gates right up there. They're built and everything. There's just no fencing put around here yet. This is where the water comes on to the property. There's actually two places where it comes in here, and there's still a few little low spots, but that's okay. Lots of tadpoles in there. Look at them all. Good gracious. Where's the crawdads when you need them? They should have plenty to eat right there. But you can see the branches, the dead trees that are laying in here. See the branches over here. So in order to use that sickle mower, I'm gonna have to get all of this cleaned up. I'm gonna have to mow with the little Cub Cadet and then come back and pick all this stuff up. And this is a big project. This is probably something I'm gonna be working on a couple of hours each day this week and next week to be able to work my way through. This little bit of mowing that you see over here, that's about 3 hours worth of mowing just to get this little tiny bit of area. Let me show you. I mean, I've had to go across it 3, 4, probably in some areas 5 times to get it down. But let me back up over here and you can look and see what, 3 hours of mowing, from here all the way down through there, up around this little gate. So that's that's pretty ridiculous. But you do what you have to do with what you have. I started out mowing this place, the other section, with a push mower. See the pieces that are everywhere in here. Needless to say, I'll have to sharpen or replace my blades when I get done. Power company came by and gave me a truckload of mulch, and they cut down this tree for me, so I've got to get this firewood cut up for me. So they cut it right to there, which is, I really appreciate that, because there's power lines to the right of this tree and to the left of it, just like a V. This tree is right in the center of power lines, so them cutting it down was a huge favor for me. Hey, I just tripped over a chicken. What are you guys doing way over here? They follow me in the mower when I'm mowing and I'm kicking up the grasshoppers. They're grabbing them and enjoying this. They kind of stay in the shade, and then they run out for a little while and get a few grasshoppers, and then they go back to the shade. You can see most of them are over there in the bottom of the coop over there under the wagon. It's kind of hot. I'm dripping sweat like crazy. All right, let's get some lunch and we'll see what we can do after lunch. Probably not going to mow. It's going to be too hot. Thank you now.